Hello everyone, today in our video we will talk about political polemic in Sarawak after general election 14 known as GE-14. So, I'll introduce about political polemic in Sarawak. Before general election 14, there are 6 forms of Sarawak political party establishment. First, Sarawak United People Party (SUPP), following with Parti Negara Sarawak Panas, Sarawak National Party (SNAP), Barisan Jati Anak Sarawak Berjasa, Sarawak Chinese Association (SCA), and Parti Pesaka Anak Sarawak Pesaka. SUPP is dominated by Chinese, Panas is dominated by Malay, and SNAP is dominated by Dayaks, particularly Ibans. The following parties are more ethnically focused, which are Barisan Jati Anak Sarawak Berjasa, Parti Pesaka Anak Sarawak Pesaka, and Sarawak Chinese Association (SCA). Berjasa is a Malay Malanau dominated party fighting for the fate of the Bumiputra. Pesaka is a Dayak dominated party fighting for the fate of the Bumiputra, and SCA is a Chinese dominated party. Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS was formed following the defeat of Barisan Nasional in the 14th general election. Sarawak BN Chairman Datuk Patinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg once declared that his party, Parti Pesaka Bumiputra Bersatu PBB, Sarawak People's Party PRS, Parti Demokratik Progresif PDP, and the Sarawak United People's Party SUPP had all quit BN and created GPS. GPS is resolved to leave BN after the party's defeat in the 14th general election and will no longer form the central government. GPS is a political concept that brings together 4 Sarawak parties, which are the PBB, SUPP, PRS, and PDP. GPS is currently chaired by Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, the President of the United Nations and the Chief Minister of Sarawak. GPS was founded on May 9, 2018 and was registered with the Malaysian Organizations Registration Department (JPPM) on August 23, 2018. The registration was confirmed on November 19, 2018, after the component parties withdrew from the Barisan Nasional following BN's defeat to the Pakatan Harapan PH in the general election on 9 May 2018. The coalition was formed with the state's interests and rights in mind based on the Malaysia Agreement 1963.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aizan Hazliana binti Fazli. My metric number is 292459. I will present my part, which is the role of Gabungan Parti Sarawak in Sarawak. Based on research questions, there are 4 roles that I analysis. The first role is Gabungan Parti Sarawak is the medium for Sarawakian to raise their voice in the federal level. GPS play a huge role by raising their voice in higher constitutional level. This can be shown by 60.8% from 55 respondents said that GPS is really committed in defending Sarawakians' rights. Meanwhile, another 37.3% of respondents still in doubt about GPS role in Sarawak. Only 2% from 55 respondents against that GPS role in Sarawak may be because of certain factors such as unaccountability from their people toward their representative on GPS. Move to second role, which is the GPS state government helping the people in Sarawak. Does GPS really help the people in Sarawak as a state government? There are 63% from 51 respondents admit that. According to Dayak Daily News, GPS managed to collect funds during COVID-19 pandemic to help people restoring their livelihood and small businesses in Sarawak. For example, Abang Johari uprising 7 of mandatory aids known as Bantuan Khas Sarawakku Sayang BKSS. Meanwhile, 37.3 respondents still in doubt about the role and only 2% disagree the role. The third role is GPS delivers service towards Sarawakian. As one of the way to develop Sarawak, GPS maintaining to deliver a very well service towards Sarawakians. This can be shown by 54.9% from 51 respondents satisfied with this role. According to Dayak Daily News, Abang Johari was very committed in expanding and developing Sarawak's rural area, and he even started to embrace the digital economy in Sarawak. Despite of that, from 51 respondents, there is 31.4% of the respondents were very satisfied with the service that GPS tried to deliver. The other 13.7% from the respondents were not satisfied about it. I would say that it may caused by slow service that GPS tried to deliver, and the minority of Sarawakians have not received yet. The last role of GPS is GPS maintaining status quo in Sarawak. Based on the chart, the role of GPS maintains the status quo in Sarawak shows 69% from 51 respondents admit it. Meanwhile, 29% of respondents still in doubt about status quo in Sarawak. The other 2% of respondents against the status quo in Sarawak because some people thought that GPS is not strong enough to govern a state due to its new establishment.
And here's the factors that caused Sarawak political party to switch support from BN to PH. Before GE-14, Barisan Nasional had dominated Sarawak's political parties, but the 2018 election has shown a big change for the whole country because Pakatan Harapan has won many seats. Due to PH victory at the federal level, on June 12, 2018, PBB, PRS, SCUPP and PDP split from BN and became independent parties. Abang Johari Tun Openg as Chief Minister realised that is needed a dominant party to represent the people of Sarawak. So he established Gabungan Parti Sarawak (GPS) to align with PH to form a strong majority government.
There are a few questions that have been given to the respondents to answer about the factors that cause Sarawak's political parties to switch support from BN to PH. This is the result that we get from the respondents. The first question is, does the Peninsula issues influence the Sarawak political parties switch their support? The second question is, does the factor of Tun Dr. Mahathir as the Pakatan Harapan Prime Minister occurs the switching of the support? The third question is, does the Pakatan Harapan Manifesto about Malaysian Agreement 1963 influence Sarawak political party to support Pakatan Harapan? The fourth question is, does the social media affect the Sarawak political party to switch their support? The fifth question is, does the instability economic factor that changed the support of Sarawak political party? And the last question is, does Barisan National Leadership also one of the factors that changed the support? There are the reasons why most of the respondents choose agree with the statement given, such as, respondents agreed that Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad appointment as chairman of Pakatan Harapan helped the opposition win a Malaysian election for the first time in 16 years against BN. This showed that his supporters trust him to lead the country towards greater progress than before. And also, Pakatan Harapan has promised to restore the status of Sabah and Sarawak based on the 1963 Malaysia Agreement by establishing a special cabinet position to review the agreement. PH also wants to improve the quality of education and make it a model of a harmonious society and wants to defend the sovereignty of Sabah and Sarawak.
Okay, the contribution of Pakatan Harapan to Sarawak, first of all, because of Pakatan Harapan wants the general election 14th. To fulfill their manifesto, they must enforce the Malaysian Agreement 1963. So by that, bringing Sarawak to the same levels at the entire Malaysian peninsula, same as equal partners has been stated in the Malaysian Agreement 63. And then Pakatan Harapan's cabinets on that times established the special committee to review the Malaysian Agreements 1963 so that they can know what is the things to be fixed and what the things to be done by these Malaysian agreements. And then this committee led by Dr. Mahathir Mohamad as the Prime Minister on that time and been concluded by the 23 others special guests VVIPs on that time to participate into this committee, and discuss about Malaysian Agreements 1963. Okay then. Okay, followed by the past special committee meetings led by Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, there was a few things that have been approved by the administration of the Pakatan Harapan's governments under the special committees. This thing has been postponed for a long time under the previous governments. For example, the first things that have been passed by this special committee is timber and forest export, duty claims, and then gas distribution, electricity and gas regulatory powers, and the third, implementation of federal and state public works, and a fourth, labor force, and fifth, state power over health issues, sixth, administration of Sipadan and Ligitan Islands, and the lastly is about agriculture and forestry issues. Okay, by recognizing all these claims, Sarawak has already get their full right that has been denied for a long time by the previous governments. And then followed by these actions, Sarawak state government has amended the law by pass of the State Assembly, changed the title of the Chief Minister of Sarawak to the Premier of Sarawak. And then the political analysis from the University of Malaya said agrees with these movements that saying that the change of the positions and the names of the Sarawak leaders is actually accurate the Malaysian Agreements 1963 that have been amended by the federal governments at that time. So this bill has been passed on 2022 by the state assemblymen in Sarawak.
All in all, the 2021 Sarawak state election demonstrated GPS supremacy in practically all the contested states. The people of Sarawak are already at ease with the current government's development politics ethos, which has never left their side. Despite having a balanced demographic of three ethnic groups, namely Malays, Dayaks and Chinese, Sarawak has lived at peace and prosperity for a long time. The wisdom of GPS leadership in adopting consensus politics across numerous component parties in the alliance succeeded in stabilizing GPS internal politics, leading to GPS win in the 2021 Sarawak state election.